Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Please make sure you hit the likety like button on the way in. Hello, Danielle. Hello, D. Dot. Welcome, welcome. So, it's turning out that Shannon Sharpe is the football Diddy. Okay. I mean, I said this on my last live that I wouldn't be shocked if more come out. And guess what, crew? More coming out accusing him of SA. So much so that he decided to step down from ESPN. Now, I don't know if they just gave him that public courtesy so he can say he was stepping down or if the man actually got fired. I don't know. But the reality is that shit is hitting the fan when it comes to good old Shannon Sharpe. Now, this is why I always say that you just can't be gun-ho with any of these celebrities, any of these athletes, because you really don't know what the hell they are doing behind the scenes. You meet their representatives in front of the camera, okay? And so it sounds like, Shannon may have a dark secret, a dark past, and he was able to get away with it for quite some time, allegedly just by paying people off, but he couldn't pay off this particular girl. So there was one thing, though, that we did talk about on my last live. Because there's also been rumors for a very long time about Shannon Sharpe. And those rumors don't deal with a woman. Okay. So there's been rumors for a very long time that Shannon is allegedly gay. And we actually talked about it. And I showed pictures of this gentleman, which his name is Hollywood. He is allegedly Shannon's former stylist. He also used to be the quote unquote stylist of another football player back in the day, but allegedly, finally, it came out that they were more than just, professional stylist friendship relationship. Well, yeah. One thing I will say is this. Girls and guys are just different when they do things. Now, if I had enough money to have a stylist, and let's just say if my stylist was a female or even, a gay male, I would probably, say, hey, we can go out, we can kick it, we can have some fun or whatever the case may be, because that's kind of like a girly girl thing, in my opinion. One would have to wonder why Shannon would be courtside with his stylist. Gotta think about that. I mean, you don't find that many men kicking it with their stylists. Even their female stylists, you really just don't see that. Unless maybe, just maybe, allegedly something could be going on. I mean, y'all let me know. Y'all give me your opinion. Have you ever seen a lot of males kicking it with their stylists? Especially courtside, especially those type of seats. It's kind of interesting, right? Right. So we talked about that. But interesting enough, my algorithm is a great algorithm at times. It ain't faithful to me, but it's faithful to others. T.S. Madison popped up on my algorithm. I said, what the hell is T.S. Madison popping up in my algorithm for? And I love T.S. Madison. I mean, she definitely has said some problematic things before that a lot of people have not liked, but she's my fellow Libra sister. And one thing about it is that one thing I've noticed about T.S. Madison, when she clocks, okay? And what do I mean by that? She ain't got no reason to lie on anybody's peen. Yeah, she ain't got no reason to do that. She decided to speak on this Shannon Sharpe situation. Now, I am going to play it. Fair use, Madison. I hope you ain't gonna come for my little channel with me, showing fair use on what you had to say. She had a lot to say about this situation, and it was quite interesting. Then you also got to hear the person in the background too. Now, one thing about it is that I have always heard from my friends who are in the LGBTQIA community, they always say, baby, a gay, no, a gay. Okay. And they always say another word too, another word, no, another word. They know, even when somebody is walking, even if they sense it, looking at them or whatever, they just know. Okay. So T.S. Madison has some stuff to say. I'm going to play it, you guys. Again, fair use. And we are past the 7 mark. So I am hoping, because T.S. Madison, she got a potty mouth like me. I don't know not one Libra woman who ain't got no potty mouth. Like we just kind of raw with it. So let me share it. Hey, Belle, how are you? Yeah, I think like I said, he's coming across like he's the football Diddy. He's coming across like the football Diddy, D-Dot. He coming a little nasty, a little freaky, and a little... Here's my thing. You can be nasty. You can be a freak. Just do it legally. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't, whatever you want to do in your bedroom is what you do in your bedroom. But when it gets to the point where people talking about SA and they talking about they fearful and all of that stuff, that's when it becomes problematic, sir. And that's why I'm saying he's turning into the dang on football Diddy. And again, one thing that both of them seem like they have in common, allegedly, before we get started with this video, is that they both have allegedly been very abusive, allegedly, to women. Okay? And well, they say allegedly Diddy did, stuff to men too, allegedly. But notice that they've had their issues with being allegedly abusive to women. And what did I say in my last live and even in my short? A lot of times when these men have this disdain for, women, it starts from their childhood, from their mothers or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times it's because they really don't like women. They really prefer something else. But that's just, allegedly my opinion on the situation. But yeah, so let me go ahead and share this, honey, and we about to get started on this. Let's see here. All right, let me know when you guys can see it. All right, you see it? Great, 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 great. Look, I got all of my stuff wide open and exposed, child. That's all right, though. Y'all seeing y'all saw my views and all of that stuff. That's okay. I ain't got nothing to hide, child. I ain't got nothing to hide. Y'all see the type of viewership I have. So anyways, with that being said, let's get started. Fair use, TS. I love you, girls. So don't be trying to flag me. Fair use.
I was having a discussion with my team, and we were talking about the Shannon Sharpe situation. Trent, what did I say?
About Shannon?
I said the universe. Did he get fired? He didn't get fired, right?
Yeah, he did.
He got fired?
The stylist, his boyfriend.
No. I'm talking about from CNN. He didn't get fired. Nothing.
I thought it was from ESPN.
ESPN? He didn't get fired.
Yes, he did. I thought so. That's what you said last night.
He did?
That's what you said.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
No. Ooh.
He did? He didn't?
No, I was answering a question.
He didn't.
Why is she trying to figure out?
Anyway, for me, I think that all the things that are going on and stuff like that, I think that we all, as human beings, put lots of things into our karmatic bank. Oh, y'all not gonna like me. Y'all not gonna like me. I think that we all put like a karmatic thing in the bank, in the karma bank, and we never know how things are gonna pay out. Like we never do. Even when shit happened to me and stuff like that, I was like, oh man, so you got to think back. You have to think back like, girl, you did do something or you said this or this happened or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, something happened. So, girl, you got to look at like, girl, you made deposits in the bank, and so this is just the payout. Can I say it?
Say it.
Am I gonna get in trouble if I say it? I don't give a fuck. I think karmatically, this stuff is going on with Shannon Sharpe because he had the opportunity during the time when all of that scandalous stuff was going on about his boyfriend. Allegedly. The boyfriend that was his stylist. I mean, what the stylist that was allegedly his boyfriend.
I gotta pause it right there. TS is a fool. She's a fool because she kept saying it back to back multiple times. The stylist that allegedly his boyfriend, the boyfriend that's allegedly his stylist, the stylist that's allegedly his boyfriend, and then she gonna cover her mouth. Before that, saying, "Oh, y'all about to be mad at me. Y'all about to be mad at me." Read between the lines, y'all. Read between the lines. T.S. Madison is a fool. I'm like, girl, please. Tell me something. Yeah, allegedly, yeah, the stylist, the boyfriend, the stylist. We get it, girl. We get it. And we definitely understand, honey, what you trying to say. Allegedly. Got it.
He had the opportunity to step in the public, defend that. He had the opportunity to step into the public. Hi, babe. He had the opportunity to step in the public, defend that, whether it was true or not. Defend that and move on, because these men who occupy these spaces understand that they are examples to men. Like, a lot of these men look at other men and they're like real these examples of like, oh God, this is what a man's supposed to do. Instead of defending his stylist, he terminated him and then went on a tirade of Michelle, Vanessa, fuck it, suck this dick, girl, on this thing of trying to prove his masculinity and his straightness and all of that type of shit.
Okay, you guys, I told you she got a potty mouth, all right? So just bear with it. If you got kids, maybe go into another room. I think she goes into a little bit more of a tangent after this, but let's just continue.
You know, which has been kind of like got him in this kerfuffle, which has got him in a bit of a pickle in this debacle. I mean, those are my 2 cents on it, because I just feel like you had the moment, you had the opportunity, a person that was very, very good to you. I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship or whatever. I don't know anything about it. But when rumors spread like that.
TS, if you don't know anything about it, how do you know that Hollywood was good to him? Read between the lines, y'all. She don't want to tell the business, in my opinion. But if you don't know the ins and out, how do you know Hollywood was good to Shannon?
You have the opportunity to you got an opportunity to just like crash that shit and not prove anything to anybody and not have to prove anything to anyone.
So can I ask you something?
Yes.
So we're talking, I know you're talking about in the realm of karma in regards to that guy, right? But me and you have had conversations separately where you said, I know that my past sitting down, running these people down, and now I'm getting ran down in the public where that hits you. So do you think that because he sits on Shannon Sharpe, and let's be honest, when the women sit on there or whatever, they have to do a little bit more fighting for their explanations, like then men do. Like men get on there and say, I got 76 baby. They go, oh man, you doing it. And then a woman get on there and say, well, I ain't got no kids. Well, how you feel about that? You don't want no kids. Why don't you want? Like it's a different energy. So now he has to answer for all of that karmic energy both ways.
Well, I don't know about that. Like having the just like when me and anybody sit down and we run people in and we have opinions. There's a difference of having an opinion and then being malicious in your opinion and being shady and all of this stuff. Whatever you put out returns to you,
Right.
Whether it's great, whether it's good, whether it's whatever you plant in the ground, you will harvest it back. So for me personally, I personally think, and these are just my personal opinions, I don't know Shannon Sharpe, I don't know his style.
Yeah, come on with that wig, honey, because her stylist that's doing them beautiful curls was yanking and pulling, making sure that sucker was on, and it is on and glued. Do you hear me?
Stylist at the time that was his stylist. I know that there was a rumor circulating around him and the stylist, and then the stylist was fired. I know that. And instead of getting ahead of it and being like, this my friend, this my people's, oh, well, bitch, okay, if it's my boyfriend, let it be that. He was terminated. And after he was terminated, we began to hear videos of Shannon Sharpe getting his dick sucked. He magically on live getting his dick sucked or some bit or whoever.
Granted, we can't see it, so we don't know who was sucking his dick.
No, we heard whatever. We heard all that going on in the back. We started hearing that. We did not need to hear Shannon Sharpe over there moaning and groaning. Oh, yes, what was her name? Keep Michelle? Yeah, Michelle. Yeah. Oh, Michelle. Give me that pussy. Give me that pussy.
So in other words, they just said they don't know who was actually in the background. So what they trying to say is it could have probably been Michelle or Michael. Maybe. I don't know. Allegedly. Okay.
And then we've seen all of these people, I think that it was the unnecessary attempt to win the approval of people, of men. I think men unknowingly be in homosexual shit because they're so busy trying to prove to other men what they are and what they are not, instead of being a real man and motherfucking standing on business. Instead of standing on business.
Wait a minute.
Bitch.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that in the background from her friend? Did I just hear the Joe Budden podcast? Did I hear that? Tell me somebody else heard that. Did y'all just not hear in the background Joe Budden podcast? Did you not hear that? Or am I tripping? Okay, D-Dot, I think I did hear that. Oh my God. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to hear what's going on in the background too. You got to listen to both of them because they both be dropping stuff. I don't know either. Yes, please like the video. Like the video. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to be on this video, child, because it's amazing how she got 200,000 subscribers and monetized because, baby, she got a potty mouth. If I was talking like this on my page, they were probably like, who the hell you think you are? But let's continue. But yeah, I just want to make sure y'all heard that.
What the fuck? So, I mean, and protecting your friend. That's the way I saw it. Like,
and it's even more fucked up if that's actually your nigga, allegedly.
I mean, if it was his boyfriend, so what? So what?
That you fire him. That's what I mean. That's the fucked up.
That's what I'm saying about the karmatic energy. Like instead of you you went on a tirade of trying to prove this manhood, and now you got all these bitches saying you trying to fuck them in the ass, and this white bitch over here saying this and the other, and then the thing, instead of just being like, that was my stylist, he's been styling me, and he's gay, and he's my friend, and I don't need to explain anything to anybody because I'm a 99-year-old man, bitch, that can do what the fuck I want to do. 99-year-old man, and I can do what the fuck that I want to do. I can do whatever it is I choose, bitch. I'm rich. Firing him was a big mistake. That was a big mistake. And because after that happened, we constantly seen Unc, in the words of all the niggas that look up to him, we've constantly seen Unc in the position of, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying he gay no more. Ain't nobody saying that now. Hey, shit, he getting all the pussy now.
You know, she actually, now that I think about it, it wasn't like right after, but is she actually giving us a valid point here that when all of that drama came out, and I want to say it was around the time of that Cat Williams interview, and they were like, who is this Hollywood guy? And then they started doing their research about Hollywood and the previous football player. And then they started having speculation about Shannon's alleged sexuality. And then the next thing you know, he was quote unquote fired. Now, here's the thing. We don't really know if he got fired. Maybe he told him he was going to fire him publicly, but behind the scenes, he's still working for Shannon or working on Shannon, either way. But maybe that's the case, and that's why Hollywood hasn't said anything. Because from my understanding, Hollywood allegedly, when they were speculating about, what was his name, Kerry Rhodes or whatever, when they speculated about him back then, when him and Kerry ended, I think Hollywood allegedly spoke on that. So if he got fired and he got played, why wouldn't he speak on this? Unless there's some type of NDA involved or something. But interesting enough, I go back to what she was saying, that, yeah, it's interesting that after that, probably like a couple months later, that whole Michelle drama came out. All that did come out, and now she's saying like, oh, well, he ain't gay no more type of thing. And now all of these SA accusations from these women, he could be praying, hoping and praying no other somebody else who ain't a woman is gonna come out. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm wondering, like, do she got a valid point on that? But again, TS, I'm not saying she's always right when it comes to who is, gay or not gay allegedly, but yeah, and I'm gonna play it a little bit more, but then I'm gonna show y'all another video where this isn't her first time talking about this, okay? This is not her first time talking about this. So let's continue.
Ain't nobody saying that now. And now we're here like some bitches over here saying, you done tried to fuck them in the ass and hold a bitch down and choke them to death. It just speaks to men really put on for other men. Men truly live their lives for other men. If that ain't the gayest shit ever, that men live their lives for other men, that is some homosexual shit.
You gonna fold on your nigga.
You gonna fall on your real nigga.
Some other niggas
that's holding you down.
that wanna fuck.
That's letting you get your dick sucked by every bitch that wants.
Child, I'm gonna have to stop this, child. Every sentence, child. She going in. Lord have mercy. But I think y'all get the drift, okay? And they keep saying you gonna sit up there and fold on your ninja to try to front for some other ninjas. TS. I don't know if she kept saying allegedly, but she has been saying allegedly. But I'm gonna just say that TS ain't. She usually be spot on with stuff, and that's what I'm gonna say. But see, a lot of people, I wonder if they think this is her first time talking about this, because trust and believe me, it's not. Literally, she talked about this a year ago. Okay, T.S. Madison talked about this a year ago on her actual channel. So yeah, it seems like she's been very consistent with how she feels about this situation. All right, so I'm gonna play that one also. And this is quite interesting, honey. I'm just like, okay, TS. Okay, TS. And she said she was going to get in trouble. She said allegedly. She should be all right. She should be all right. I'm saying all of this because y'all heard what she said in the beginning of this video. Talk about we done moved from one F-bomb to the other F-bomb. Look, this was a year ago. This is a year ago. So we not gonna sit up there now again. You already know TS is the queen when it comes to shade, when she does her pauses and she does her little subliminal messages or whatever the case may be, because she could easily say, oh no, I wasn't calling him the F word. This is F talk. You know what I'm saying? Or they spell it PH, but she, you know what I'm saying? She could read. She could read down and she could throw her shade. But yeah, so like, let's be clear. She definitely has talked about Shannon. Child, if I keep going, honey, they may be like, ma'am, what are you doing? But with that being said, what do you guys think about what T.S. Madison said in her recent video that literally she posted 2 days ago to literally a year ago? What do y'all think? You know what I'm saying? Like, the reality is, she can't say, I know this for a fact. That, you know, that's going to be an issue. But we clearly saw how she got down in the beginning. It was quite hilarious, but she was like, yeah, allegedly, the stylist, allegedly boyfriend, the boyfriend, allegedly stylist. And then she kept covering her mouth with her eyes. Child, TS. Okay, but what do you guys think? Like, at this point, it's like, the truth, will it set you free? Like, maybe if that is the truth, that if you lived in your truth, Shannon, you wouldn't be going through this because you would be happy with what you really want to be with. You know what I'm saying? Hey girl, you know I can't say your name loud and clear, especially with this episode, honey, because the P word being used multiple times in this live. But hey boo, how you doing? How you doing? But yeah, so I just want to know what y'all think. I'll say it's quite interesting. And I always, when it comes to this department, will put my money on T.S. Madison. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that. But that's just my opinion. Now, she said allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly in the situation because I honestly don't know. Now, the reality is, to me, I feel like if Hollywood felt like he was being super like played or whatever the case may be, don't you think he would have said something by now? Which is making me wonder if publicly he fired him, but he technically isn't fired. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he technically isn't fired. Because at this point, especially with everything that's out right now, why wouldn't he come out? Why wouldn't he come out? Like I said, the only way I could think about it is that maybe there's some NDA, but I'm like, hell, you didn't give those women an NDA. But then again, they claimed that Hollywood was working for him. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is interesting. Like with everything going on, and then T.S. Madison saying this, I'm like, do y'all think it's karma? Do y'all think it's karma? I mean, I'll say this though. I find it interesting that some people can get away with things more than others, because we're not going to pretend like there are people out there who have definitely done some trifling stuff. We've heard about those stories, you know what I'm saying, whatever is screwing people over, whatever the case may be, and they have still been able to manage to kind of still be able to not have scandals and all of that stuff on them. And it could be because they have been paying people off and people have been remaining silent. It could be because of various reasons. So I just find it interesting that some people get hit with all of their stuff that's been swept under the rug. Some people get hit with it and some people don't. Sometimes make me wonder that the people who still haven't gotten hit with their scandals, are they telling on these other people so then their scandals can stay in the closet or stay under the rug for a certain amount of time? I don't know, but I do find it interesting that Shannon is getting his drama karma maybe right now, especially after allegedly so many people wanting to find dirt on him. Now, there was an actual text message that came out that Tasha K posted that allegedly said that Shannon pretty much said he don't mess with nobody. All these people that he claimed he care about, like Ocho Cinco, Ray Lewis, him and Ray Lewis played for the Baltimore Ravens together. Apparently, it was like all of these people that he deals with, he claims he doesn't like them. He's just cordial, and that's pretty much it. I don't know if I believe that text message, and I'm not saying that Tasha K actually created it. I'm just saying that somebody else could have created it to try to create more drama for him. Now, I know that certain names on there, I believe one of the names was Shaq, and clearly we know Shaq and him are not getting along if Shaq was allegedly trying to find information on Shannon. But Ocho Cinco? Ray Lewis? Like, do y'all really think he's a fake ass like that? Where he literally, like, you deal with Ocho Cinco on a consistent basis. If you don't like him that much, then what the hell are you dealing with him for? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with him having the ESPN and all of the other stuff that he was doing and Club Shay Shay, you didn't necessarily need to deal with the Ocho Cincos. So I don't know. Do y'all think that text message is true? Because if it is true, then yeah, Shannon Sharpe would be a fake ass. Like faker than fake. Someone who can't be trusted at all whatsoever. Not even on, you know what I'm saying, the whole side of like the women's side situation, but just as a friend, a colleague, or whatever the case may be. And then that would tell me that, yeah, you're really stupid, because not only do you say crazy stuff where it could be recorded, you actually would text that nonsense too. Like, do you not think? I think he truly feels like he was untouchable at some point, or he maybe just didn't think that no one would ever say anything or do anything. But I'm like, now everything is screenshot worthy. Like, people will record you, which I personally think is trifling as hell that people record you and they don't tell you. But at the end of the day, like, use your freaking brain. You have money. You're a freaking jock. Use your brain and realize that you could easily have set up people all around you. So you got to be mindful of what you say. I am suspect with men who are forceful with women in performing certain positions. So I get what T.S. Madison is saying. Yeah. And I know what you mean by that, because she kept saying it over and over again. Lord Jesus, please don't let them sit up there and mess with this freaking video. But I get what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying because of the money. Yeah, but you know what? At a certain point, especially if you're starting to make your own money, you can move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've seen people, we've all seen people do that, where they may deal with someone to a certain point, but when they can really start making their own money, or they're able to kind of move on and grow on their own, they'll let that person fall to the wayside and they'll keep moving. So I don't know, but if it is at all true that those text messages are legit that Tasha got, yeah, then I could definitely see how this could be Shannon's karma, because it's like, you fake all the way around, sir. Who are you loyal to? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you loyal to? Do you have loyalty to anyone but yourself? You know what I mean? So yeah, this could be karma. He's still like, so you say I can see him being jealous of his colleague. He's a fraud. It's starting to come across that way. And y'all already know. When this first came out, I was like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know about this. And honestly, I may be leaning more towards one side than the other, but I'm still just kind of like, because when this stuff happens, it comes down, and it comes down hard. But why now? Why in this situation? Right? Why before his $100 million podcast deal? You know what I mean? Like, it's just the timing of it. The timing of it still makes me suspicious. But again, like I said, I ain't about to defend this damn man like that. I mean, he's, again, innocent until, well, unfortunately, in this society, guilty until proven innocent in a lot of situations. But at the end of the day, he has a right to defend himself and come with, and the crazy part about it is, let's just say this whole situation with this particular girl, the girl who looks hella young, let's just say if this is all BS. Sir, you have allegedly had other cases of SA that you have allegedly paid off, that you have allegedly had people take you to court before, allegedly. So one would think that if you have had this happen before and you've had to pay off former colleagues and different things like that, that you would be smart and make sure that you would not F up this time around. But you keep doing it. So as far as I see it, at this point, maybe the only way you're going to learn is that you go from a multi-million-dollar man to a broke man. Maybe that's the only way you're going to learn. Because after hearing all of these, like now I think it's up to 3 SA cases. How do you have these cases before and you just truly think in this situation it's not going to happen again, even if you are role playing? Why wouldn't you be smarter? It does not make any sense to me. Hey, Denise, I'm sorry. Hey, Mia. Hey, you guys. When you come from nothing, you may not know when to walk away. He made my Michelle started selling human pills, and the day after so-called accident alive can't read the room, wants all the money. Yeah. And that definitely is quite interesting. And not to mention, it did kind of mask, or people started to forget the rumors that came out about him in Hollywood, or people speculating about him in Hollywood also. Because you got a point, like after that, no one was really talking about it. And even now, people weren't talking about it until it was just like, wait a minute, hold up. There was rumors for a while about him going the other way. So what the hell happened? So yeah, you guys, let me see. He might think he's smarter. His language in his 2 podcasts are being dissected. And I must say, it was all there. Ooh. You know what though? I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. I really wouldn't. Because a lot of the times, once we like go back, we start to see. I mean, hell, people started going back to stuff that Diddy said. You know what I'm saying? So, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. I think the only way he's gonna have to learn his lesson is that he gonna go from a mansion to hell, an apartment. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part about it is he could avoid all of this. He could avoid all of this. And the reality is, some of these situations we don't know if they're true or not, but even if you say it's not true, he allegedly paid some people, right, to make things go away. That doesn't always mean it is guilt. It could just also mean that you're not trying to have stuff come out so you can continue to make your bag. But my thing is, how many times are you going to make the same mistake over and over again? I guess until it stops your bag. And he can't put any more money in his Merce, his neon orange Merce. Okay? Maybe that's what it's going to take. He might think he's smarter than he really is and is thinking he is using people. Yeah, I could see that. Because one thing about like jocks, especially jocks who have been like good their whole entire lives, been like the star athletes or whatever the case may be, they truly have that attitude. They're cocky. They get away with stuff, and even when they're not supposed to get away with stuff because of their athletic abilities, a lot of people will let them slide. They'll let them slide as far as their education is concerned. Legal, sometimes some issues come up and they make sure that they hide their stuff so they can continue to play ball. So I'm sure his whole life, and I'm just saying I don't know for sure, but I'm sure that like most athletes that you hear about, they never know when to quit because they've always been able to get away with stuff. they've always been able to get away with stuff. So they don't know when to quit. That's the unfortunate thing about it. I'm not gonna wait 10 minutes, even if I am, which there's no way the money is going to my children, period. You'll be shocked though, Mia. You'll be shocked. Like, I honestly feel like if we really look into these celebrities and these athletes that really have money like that, and we really look into cases and lawsuits and things that they settled before they got to the public, you'll be shocked how many people have literally spent a good amount of their money trying to make stuff go away, which is why a lot of them have to continue to work. A lot of them can't stop working. They can't stop because they have to continue to make the money. They have to recoup what they already just gave out. It's a constant thing, you know what I mean? So you'll be shocked. I'm sure if we really got a taste of what goes on behind the scenes and what these celebrities have been accused of, what they have been doing behind the scenes or not doing behind the scenes, but still trying to make stuff go away, I think you'll be shocked about how much money gets dished out. How much money actually gets dished out. You know what I'm saying? Look at the situation with Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? They said, I think they said for years, for decades, he was paying women. Didn't they say something like that? So can you imagine how much money was dished out just so things can stay under wraps? And that don't even include the women. That include other people who are going to remain quiet, investigators. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that stuff costs. Attorneys, all of that stuff costs. Country bumpkin, rich bumpkin, but still a bumpkin. You're right. The rich live different, or should I say the wealthy. There's no accountability, and here we are. Right. Right. They don't have accountability. But you know, the problem with that is, Mia, is because their fans don't force them to have accountability. See, we have a sick, twisted mindset about because someone is famous or because someone is rich, they have to be doing something right. Sometimes you have to look at situations and say, because someone looks famous, rich, or successful, they could be doing something wrong, almost everything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, just because you see somebody at the top don't mean that they necessarily worked hard. They could have been doing some very devil demonic stuff, trifling stuff in the background, and we wouldn't even know until it actually comes out. Period. This is why I say this whole, like, I'll play around, but this whole team such and such, team this, team that, the moment you get into that bag of that person will disappoint you every single time because you really don't know these people. I literally, when Shannon got his Cat Williams interview and how it reached over 80 million views and people was coming for him, I was like, they need to stop hating on that man. That man don't bother nobody. He even said when it was their time, he didn't say nothing. Now that it's his time, people are tripping. Like, he was able to come up in that moment, and I just felt like people was hating on him left and right. Now, we don't know what Shannon has been doing behind the scenes to some of these people. We don't know if he's been trifling as hell to some of these people. And this is why people were saying what they were saying, because maybe they felt like he's not a good guy, so why him? You know what I mean? Like, we just don't necessarily know. So it could be that. I was looking at it saying, oh, they hating on him, when reality is, yeah, he could have been hating on them. He really could have been hating on them. So that's what I said. We don't know. We do not know. What I do know is, though, is that, again, now we got 3. How many more can he possibly get that's going to come out? I'm telling you, this seems like the Diddy of football right now. I'm waiting for a man to come out. My opinion, allegedly. Let's see if that happens, because it's possible. Just saying, you don't know what people do. Well, we know a little bit of what he do allegedly behind closed doors, just based off of some of these cases. But again, we don't know. We do not know what that man does on a consistent basis. What I do feel bad for is his children, though. He got 3 grown kids. I would definitely feel bad for them. It becomes very unfortunate when kids have to deal with their stuff, like their parents' stuff, and they have nothing to do with what's going on. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they're going through it right now. So hopefully positive vibes to them, because they didn't ask for this. They did not ask for this. And so now I'm sure their whole world is turned upside down, just like they damn daddy in this situation. But yeah, you guys, T.S. Madison, honey, she's quite entertaining. But one thing about T.S. Madison, when she talks about certain things, I got my money on her with certain topics. I'm just saying. I got my money on certain topics. She hasn't been wrong in a lot of places yet, but we all got to say allegedly, we all got to say, certain things, but at the end of the day though, let's also keep it real. If it is true that he actually legitimately fired Hollywood because of the rumors or whatever the case may be, and he legitimately fired him, that is messed up also. You know what I'm saying? Because you hired him. If he was legit your stylist, you hired him, and then all of a sudden these rumors happen and then you fire him. You know what I'm saying? I get what T.S. Madison was saying. Be a man, stand on it. Especially if you a man who, claim that you ain't, doing that anyways, even if you are, if you're not. He's my stylist. We're really cool. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I don't care what y'all think. I agree with that. I agree with it. Stand on it. But to fire him, if that's what actually happened and now Hollywood don't have a job, it's a little messed up. But honestly, he'd allegedly done paid off everybody else. I wouldn't put it past that Hollywood is living just fine wherever he's at, because Shannon could possibly, maybe, allegedly be still paying them bills. And that's why we ain't hearing from Hollywood, because publicly it looked like he's fired, but privately he doing all right, living in some nice condo or some house somewhere, possibly. I'm just saying. Now, apparently he has a woman stylist. Have we seen this woman stylist? Is there actually a woman around claiming to be his stylist? Let's see. Shannon Sharpe, new stylist. Let's see this new style, because they said that new stylist is the one who gave him that neon orange Merce bag. Yeah, no, I don't see anything about a new stylist. That's what I guess they put out there. But anytime I put Shannon Sharpe, new stylist, Hollywood keeps coming up. So yeah, quite interesting. Yeah. Shannon, I can't feel bad for you. I mean, it is what it is at this point. You are probably one of those people who got to learn the hard way. You have to learn the hard way. And if you knew people was hating on you that badly, and you knew Shaq couldn't allegedly stand you and other people couldn't stand you, you would think that you would want to stay on your P's and Q's and make sure that you take care of every situation and keep your freaky thoughts or your freaky hands away from these dang on women. So I don't even know what to say at this point. I guess they're going to go to court. I would say his career is over. He could come back, but again, Shannon Sharpe isn't, who can I say? Shannon Sharpe isn't like the top 5 football players. Like, he was good, but it's not like everybody was like big time, like a Shannon Sharpe fan. Like, I would say Deion Sanders definitely had way more of a name. Like, he's not the Tom Brady or whatever. And I know that's going to probably be a blow to him, because that's how he got into it with Skip Bayless about Tom Brady and him. He had a great career, don't get me wrong, but I say all of that to say a Shannon Sharpe can come a dime a dozen when it comes to the sports broadcasting side. You can replace a Shannon Sharpe. You know what I'm saying? You can replace a Shannon Sharpe. You can also, and again, He still has the millions of followers on YouTube. So I'm sure he could sit up there and still continue with that. But as far as his professional career, as far as the sports broadcasting side, yeah, I'm going to have to say that's probably done because he could easily be replaced. He could. Now, the biggest question is, even with all of the followers he has on Club Shay Shay, who's going to be willing to come to his Club Shay Shay at this point? Who's going to be willing to come? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be willing to actually come to it? Because these type of accusations, typically people don't want to get close. So it could mess with his YouTube channel too, because he was getting some pretty decent heavy hitter type of interviews. And even if, like for example, the Amanda Seales one, it got the clout that it got because of them going back and forth. But who's going to want to come at this point? Because they're probably not going to want to even touch his name, his Club Shay Shay, due to the accusations. So good luck, bruh. But like I said, I ain't about to defend his ass. I'm not about to do it. Where the black women at now, sir? That you said allegedly they called you ugly and didn't find you attractive, so you was going to women who found you attractive. Where they at? Where they at? And you already know you're gonna have some black women who gonna be there to support them. That's our brother. We gotta support him. No, you don't. No, you don't. He got daughters. He got probably aunts. He got all of that. Let them support him. Let them support him. We can stand down in this situation. We really can, because again, just because, you know what I'm saying, all skin folks ain't kin folks. And he got warned so many times. Cat Williams warned him. Monique warned him. Cheryl Underwood warned him. I'm telling you, he I guess he said, not me. I'm Shannon Sharpe. It ain't gonna happen to me. Yeah, will it happen to you? And it's hitting you hard, hitting you very hard. You said, I'm sorry. You said unattractive. You know what? I mean, here's the thing. I feel like the older I get, you know how like when we're old, like younger, we have certain looks and certain features that we may like, or guys that look a certain way. Like I feel like the older I get, it's not about the looks for me. Like, of course, I can't have like butt ugly type of situation, but if he's just average or even what would be considered below average, but is a good man, you know what I'm saying, takes care of himself, protector, provider, whatever, I guess that's to me what's the most important thing. Because you can have a fine one and he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like in this situation, he's average or below average and still ain't shit. His money, like I said, is what made him attractive. Not even his personality, because honestly, I don't know, like, besides him being a commentator and, listening to people when he interviews them or just letting them talk, I don't know if I can really grasp like Shannon's personality and who he is as a person. You know what I'm saying? He just gives his opinion on stuff, and allows people to talk and gives, them a platform to be able to talk. But yeah, so I don't know, but I guess to me, if Shannon Sharpe was truly a decent guy, a provider, a protector, there to protect his family, his wife or whatever, and he was truly loyal, I think a lot of women, you know what I'm saying, even if he was just, your average truck driver, garage man, whatever, I mean, like a garbage man or whatever, I think women would deal with Shannon. But it seems like he's allowed his money to be his personality. He's allowed his athletic, ability to be his personality. And that's where he's fallen short at this point. You know what I mean? Because he felt like his money would allow him to get away with a lot of stuff, allegedly, and allow him to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And he would be untouchable. And clearly that's not the case. And I just don't know when they're going to learn. I think somewhere in their psyche, brothers who make a certain amount of money start thinking they're no longer brothers. They're no longer black men, the most feared man out there. I truly think that once they hit a certain amount of money and then they start feeling like they're being accepted from other people, that they're untouchable. Like when we really look at it, a lot of these men truly get that attitude like they're untouchable because they feel like other people have accepted them. They're never going to accept you completely. And if it's between them and you, it's going to be you. And I don't know how many more situations we need for people to see that. Make sure you guys hit the like button. We've seen it with Bill Cosby. We're now seeing it with Diddy. We have seen this throughout history when it comes to successful black male celebrities, successful black male athletes, that when they hit bottom, and those same people who they thought was their friends and loved them so much are the same people who treat them like shit and act like they never knew them when they hit rock bottom with these scandals and stuff coming out. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson's of the world. We have had Kobe Bryant's of the world. I mean, how many we got so many examples and they still don't learn. They still don't learn. I don't get it. I don't get it, but I guess it ain't meant for me to get. He's below average at best. Hey, Jupiter. Hey, B baby. I'm not in the sports world, but since these scandals, others have shown many examples of him judging other athletes very harshly. Supposedly that's why ESPN liked them so much. Well, that brings the ratings. Which is interesting that you're saying that, because I don't know if you guys know, but look it up. If you go on YouTube, I definitely can't show it on here because the Undisputeds and the First Takes, they got millions of followers. They will, that Disney owns that stuff. They will strike me. But look it up between Skip Bayless, Skip Bayless and Shannon. Skip Bayless used to go in on Shannon like he was just like below average football player. And they used to get into it, especially when it came to Tom Brady. So if his ego is like that and how he was judging them harshly, and then he would have a Skip Bayless who I think never played professionally say something, I could see why they was getting into it and he was ready to get up out of there. Let me see. He seen Diddy fall and still didn't learn. He thought he was so untouchable. He done seen a lot. He's 56. He done seen a lot fall. A lot of them. And he still thought, you know what I'm saying, he was untouchable. And again, it could be that he just ain't that smart. You know what I'm saying? Or he just thought his money was going to continue to allegedly sweep stuff under the rug. Thank you. Like 450 said. Hey tribe. I don't know. You said like 450. What's 450? Is that, I don't know what that code is for. I know 304. I know 304, but I don't know 450. Hey, May. Make sure you guys hit the like button. But yeah, you guys, T.S. Madison, child, went in. She went in. But to me, in my opinion, she's saying it's karma because of how he treated Hollywood. I want to know what y'all think about that. And maybe this is what we're dealing with. And it's so crazy. I just talked about it. I just said a lot of times these men who have this disdain for women and treat them a certain way and treat them like, you know what I'm saying, their dogs or their pet projects or whatever the case may be, when they typically treat them like that, a lot of times it's because they really don't like them in the first place. And so here we are. So I don't know. I would not be shocked if a male comes out. That's all I gotta say. I wouldn't be shocked. Now whether it be true or not is one thing, but I just would not be shocked if Shannon gets down like that. But again, allegedly, I don't know. It's my opinion. But I don't put it past anyone at this point. Like, I feel like we're in a world today, like you just never know. You cannot look at someone and assume that they wouldn't do something. You can't. You cannot. I personally just know that from my own experiences. That's why it's always good to have friends who can spot that stuff from a mile away and be like, Nicole, no. He ain't for that team. Or, you know what I'm saying? No. Like, you don't know. You really don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how big he is. So you just don't know. And again, I do find it strange, but again, he could just think Hollywood is a cool guy, that he is a cool guy. And you know what I'm saying? But you just don't really find a man and and a stylist by themselves sitting courtside. Not like in a suite where there's like multiple people around and they all chilling or whatever and having a good time. What you typically saw with them was literally them sitting courtside together. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like Jennifer Hudson and Common. Or like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Sitting courtside, chilling. You don't really see that. So I found this strange, but I was like, maybe he's just, comfortable and, they just went to a fitting or something like that. And they was like, well, let's go to the game. I don't know. I found it weird, but y'all let me know if y'all find it weird. Y'all let me know if that seems to be normal behavior for, you. I just don't really see it. I don't even really see two men really being courtside either, unless it's like, business. Like a lot of times, for whatever reason, guys do like business deals or whatever during the game or before or after the game. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, or like they're like celebrities who were there for like cameo shots or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that was it too. Okay. Let me take that. Maybe if Hollywood was his stylist, he would style him and purposely go to the game and sit there because he knew the cameras are going to be on him. And he had to look and present a certain way. What the hell am I talking about? But then can't he just style him and then he just go to the damn game on his own? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. We're going to continue the conversation in the comments section, though. Y'all let me know what y'all think about what T.S. Madison said, what her friend in the back said. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I definitely feel like this ain't gonna be my last live when it comes to Shannon Sharpe. He gonna be just like Diddy. I'm gonna be able to do lives and videos on them probably all of 2025. Okay. But I want to know what y'all take is. Do you believe that Shannon Sharpe may go another way? Do you feel that maybe he goes both ways? Or do you feel this is just all a complete scandal full of lies and they just trying to take the brother down? Let me know what y'all think. And definitely make sure you like, oh man, Rico, late to this conversation. A lot of DL men, they white or Asian, they don't pick up on it. Oh, that's an interesting perspective. You think they don't pick up on it and that's why? Okay. Well, that's another like interesting conversation that we can definitely have. But man, Rico, you can always do the replay, gang, and make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. But yeah, you guys, I want to continue the conversation. This is getting juicy. This is getting interesting. And y'all let me know also if you feel like his career is over. Is it over? Can he bounce back? Can he bounce back from this? Maybe he can. Maybe he can, but I know one thing. If I am worried about my reputation, or if I'm worried about, me trying to, because of course, people who used to go on Club Shay Shay after, especially Cat Williams, they were going there to have some type of attention to whatever they wanted to talk about, get some recognition because they saw that the viewers were there. Now at this point, to attach yourself to his name right now with everything going on, it'd be quite interesting. I have a feeling he's probably not going to do new interviews right now. He probably has interviews that they still haven't edited yet that they're going to put out there maybe. But yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked depending on who he get. They may get a call from some certain celebrities' attorneys saying don't post it. Because everything you're going through right now, do not post it because it will not look good for my damn client. I think he can bounce back in time like next year Club Shay Shay has fell off a little. Yeah. You know how he could, well, I don't know if Cat will do it, but Cat may come back and that may help him. Cat will probably have to be the one to help him in this situation. If Cat came back to, but here's the problem. I would think Cat coming back, especially if a lot of this stuff is true, especially from these past SA allegations, I think Cat would be a big contradiction going to Club Shay Shay again. Because wasn't that kind of like his purpose of exposing the lies and exposing, and didn't he say it's either God's side or the other side and all truths will be revealed? Isn't that interesting now that this is happening to Shannon? So I feel like if he did go back on there, he would kind of contradict himself, because everything that Cat Williams claims he stand for, he would not go for what's going on with Shannon, especially if he feels like it's true. And he would have to look at especially the previous cases to see. But I don't know. I feel like that would kind of, Cat may look kind of crazy going back. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that too. But with that being said, we'll continue. Please lock into this channel. Make sure you hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.